Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. Today's team features a Pokemon that I've been trying to play for a really long time. It's a Perrserker. I haven't actually gotten a good one until more recently, and I really like it. It has Shadow Claw, Close Combat, and Foul Play. It just has a lot of really good play, but it's really weak to fighting types. So I wanted to make a team that was kind of based off of Perrserker and kind of back it up. So with Perrserker in the front, I have a Froslass in the safe swap and a Toxicroak for cleanup if necessary. Both of them are really good against things like Machamp and have a lot of good pressure whenever they play. Now I know this is meant to be more of a Perrserker showcase, but I don't want to shy away from saying that, Frost herself isn't a force to be trifled with, Because of her typing and because of the fact that she has both Shadow Ball and Avalanche, she puts a lot of pressure on anything coming out. The biggest weakness to the original core was of course going to be a fire type, so I wanted to make sure I had a way to kind of solve that, which is why Toxicroak is here with a Mud Bomb. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and let's get on to the battles. So in game 1, I start off that just seeing something I don't want to see. With the Incendiary attack on Magcargo, it made it really effective on just melting away most metal types. I bring in my Toxicroak and then I see something even worse. It's just a good old fashioned Hypno. At that point, I'm just happy that I got a single Mud Bomb off of this Hypno. Luckily, with the way I set up the team, I'm able to easily reverse farm the Hypno on my side, but the problem is I can't really take a Fire Punch to the face, so I have to block it. Now I know that the Magcargo is going to come back, and the thing is I cannot switch over to Froslass. If I switch out into Froslass, it can actually farm down my Froslass and then take out my Magcargo with just charge moves. So I was like 90% sure this was going to be a Stone Edge, but it ends up being a Rock Tomb. And I was a little surprised because I didn't know people were still using that move. That being said, even though I've been debuffed at this point, my goal here is just to do what I can to take this Magcargo out. Meaning I have to bait out the shields that it has and then land a close combat to take it out. Now I have no idea what they have in the back, so I do an instant switch into my Froslass, which is met with another Froslass. I'm thinking this is a really bad position to be in because I have a really high ranked Froslass, meaning they're going to win the CMP tie. But I know if I lose the CMP tie, it's actually not that big of a deal because I know that Perrserker can actually outpace the Froslass to a foul play. Additionally, I'm like 90% confident that Perrserker actually wins CMP tie here as well. With that, I'm able to take game 1. I think the key play in the game was not throwing Avalanche. My opponent actually had only one win condition, and that was either winning CMP tie, or hoping that I throw an Avalanche or chip damage, and then over farming, and then killing my Froslass, and then using a second charge move on my Perrserker there. The pressure of Frost's Shadow Ball was enough for that game. So in game 2, I met with a Shadow Machamp, which is a really bad matchup. So I bring in my Froslass right away, and then I met with another Froslass and go straight for the Shadow Ball. I go for the Shadow Ball because I either want to get a shield here, or I want to take it out. Either way, I'm okay with actually losing my Froslass if they decide to Shadow Ball me back, because I know that my Perrserker can actually farm down a Froslass pretty easily. Their second Pokemon is going to be a Greedent, which I still believe is one of the best safe swaps in the game. And Greedent has a really even matchup with Froslass. With Greedent, all it has to do is land 2 crunches, and on my side I need to land 2 avalanches. The thing is that if they bait, I'm in a much worse position. Now the Greedent has to throw here, or I will go ahead and get to a second avalanche and take it out, or take a shield. But I'm willing to let it go because I've already one switch, and I know that my Toxicroak can actually take out both of these Pokemon. So I get off one Shadow Claw and my opponent switches into Machamp, which is actually really good for me because I can switch into my Toxicroak and can actually just go 1v1 with this thing without any difficulties. I'm able to fully resist the cross traps, the rock slides. It will hurt, but at the end of the day, I can actually just fully farm it down. Now with a Toxicroak full of energy, this Greedent has no chance of really kind of taking this game back. So my opponent quits. There goes game 3. In game 4, I go against some real spice. There's a Shelgon in the front, and I'll be honest, I have no idea what a Shelgon even does. I know it's Dragon Breath, and that should mean this matchup should be pretty easy for me to do, I think. The thing is, look at this Shelgon damage. Literally, I'm resisting these Dragon Breaths, and we're actually even on health. Actually, I think, no, he's ahead. So my opponent throws a charge move, and I have no idea what it could be. The thing is, in my head, I'm thinking it might be a flamethrower, but it ends up being a twister, which I guess I didn't need to block, but honestly, I wasn't willing to risk it. So I throw a second charge to take this down because I'm so tired of taking that Dragon Breath damage. I feel a little better knowing that thing's been knocked out, but I have no idea what's going to be next. It ends up being another Spicy's pick. Venomoth comes out. The thing is, I'm resisting these confusions, so I'm willing to stay in and going for a foul play. I know that he has to throw a move before I get to a foul play, or else he's going to take way too much damage than it's worth. Props to my opponent for the spicy picks. I'm just really glad that I saw that Venomoth before my Toxicroak came out. So my opponent brings out a Hex Marowak, which isn't great for me, but because I can outpace one Shadow Ball versus two Shadow Bones, I know that this game is going to be pretty much over at this point. With the Marowak down, I know that I can get to an Avalanche before the Venomoth can get to a Bug Buzz. That makes this game over. And there goes game 2. Like, seriously, this guy made me sweat beads. I've never seen so many Spikes picks that I didn't know what to do. So I was still getting used to his team, and I felt a little better in this matchup. I get a good lead over here. It's going to be a Cofagrigus. With Shadow Claws, I outpace it with a foul play, and it just really can't do much over here. My opponent actually tried to catch a foul play there, but I saw it kind of coming, and I closed comment. That was probably a bad call. I probably should have switched into my Toxicroak and then won the matchup there. My opponent Serena's there, and I'm not too sure why. Like, honestly, if they had brought in the Cofagrigus against my Toxicroak, I might have been in a bad position because I don't do a lot of damage to Cofagrigus with it. So in this game, I actually go against a Drippin, which is another good matchup. This is because for every 6 Shadow Claws, I get a foul play, and they only get an Icy Wind. Basically means I know that I don't have to block him most of the time. I actually throw a red away because I don't want to get Icy Wind. But they went for a CMP tie. I'm not too sure why they decided to do that. They really should have charged up to a Shadow Ball and tried to bait me. I'm going to outpace into another foul play, which I do without a pitch. I throw a red away in hopes that I can take it out, which I do. And now they're in a really rough spot. Whatever comes out here, I need to switch right away, so I go to my Safe Swap Froslass, and then they immediately switch into Charizard, which I think is the bad call. So I go straight for a Avalanche, hoping to kind of take it out, which I do. And now my opponent has to 3v1 with Impulling, which just isn't going to happen here. I can go ahead and go for a Shadow Ball here. If it blocks, great. If it doesn't block, that's also fine, because Toxicroak is going to take that thing out, no problem. It's able to fully farm to my Frost, which once again, that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Toxicroak and pretty much go straight to one Mud Bomb and call it a day. I can safely use both my shields on both the charge attacks from Empoleon and then go ahead and go straight for the Mud Bomb still. There's the second charge attack. And now I respond with Mud Bomb and the game is over. There goes game 5. I played this team for, I believe, 3 or 4 sets. It was okay. I think it was better than the previous team. The biggest advantage of it was that Perrserker just took out any Ghost Pokemon really easily. In addition to it just puts so much pressure on with close combat and foul play. The one thing you have to keep in mind with this team is that it's really fragile. Perrserker goes down really quickly, so does Toxicroak, and even Froslass isn't really great at surviving. I think if I were going to make a change to this team, I would probably consider using Pelipper instead of Froslass. It's another good save swap, and it covers both fire and fighting types. I think the worst enemy in the team would definitely be like a Ninetales. Magcargo isn't as bad as I thought it would be, but it still isn't something you really want to see very often. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and leave me a like and comment. Let me know what you thought about the team, and let me know if there's any Pokemon that you want to see in a Pokemon Showcase. GG, and I hope you have good luck in the league out there.